Welcome to part 2 of Write an Expression. We're just going to pick up here at the Aaron has 3 times as many bottles of fingernail polish than Jamie. So, because Aaron has 3 times as many bottles as Jamie does, the question is, who has more fingernail polish? Aaron or Jamie? Well, if Aaron has 3 times as many as Jamie, Aaron has more. So we're going to make our variable be Jamie. So how many bottles does Jamie have? We can say it's X. Now, if Aaron has 3 times as many as Jamie, and Jamie has X, we can say that Aaron has 3X. That is 3 times the number of bottles that Jamie has. Now, the third question is, what is the sum of the bottles, the number of bottles? Well, if Jamie has X and Aaron has 3X, and sum means addition, which it does, we can add these together and get a total of 4X. That's that right there. So this next one we have, it says, Joe weighs 5 times more than little Lily. Chewy weighs 12 times more than little Lily, and Snuggles weighs 1 pound less than little Lily. So notice, in each of these scenarios, we're basing our measurements on little Lily. So what we want to do is let little Lily, which little, be our variable, which we will now use L. That looks like a good variable. It could be X, it could be Y. We can use any letter we really want. So if little Lily weighs L pounds, now we're going to write all of these, the weights of these, they end up being dogs really, are in terms of L. So Chewy weighs 12 times more than little Lily. So Chewy, 12 times more than Lily would be 12L. Okay. Snuggles weighs 1 pound less than little Lily, so little Snuggles is going to be L minus 1, so 1 less. So we're expressing all weights of the dogs using one variable. So Joe weighs 5 times more than little Lily. I guess that's the one that we don't have here. 5 times more than little Lily. Joe, oops, that's an E, weighs 5L. Okay, so little Lily, we said L. Since Joe weighs 5 times more, that's 5L. Chewy weighs 12 times more, that's our 12L. And Snuggles weighs 1 pound less, that's our L minus 1. So to find the sum of all their weights, we're using this one variable L to denote all their weights. Sum means addition, so we have L plus 12L plus L minus 1 plus 5L. And here what we're really doing is we're combining like terms, and we can count up the L's and the numbers. Now we have 1L plus 2L plus another one is 3L plus another 5 is going to be 8 L's, and then 12 minus 1 is plus 11. So that is the sum of all of the dog's weights. Okay, so it takes Holly twice as long as Greg to frost the donuts. Express the time that it will take each of them to frost the donuts. So, who takes longer to frost the donuts? Well, because it takes Holly twice as long as Greg, we're going to let Greg be the time it takes to frost the donuts. So let X equals Greg time. Now, Holly takes twice as long, so Holly, twice meaning 2 times, would just be 2X. So that's exactly how we're doing that one. So we're just writing some expressions and figuring out how we're writing these. So Mary owns 7 more than twice the number of books that Adam owns. So Mary owns 7 more than twice the number of books Adam owns. So who owns more books, Mary or Adam? Well, Mary owns more books, and we're basing this thing off of Adam. So we're going to let X equal number, that's not really a great X, but there we go, it's getting worse. There we go, X, number of Adam books. Now Mary, we can write out the number of books that Mary owns in terms of the number of books that Adam owns. Now, Mary owns 7 more, so we're going to be adding 7 to something, and 7 more than twice the number of books. So twice the number of books, if Adam owns X books, twice the number of books would be 2X. 7 more than that would be plus 7, and this is how many books Mary has, and this is how many books Adam has. So we're writing these algebraic expressions, getting used to writing in the language of mathematics that we're going to be doing. So it says, what is the difference between the number of books Mary owns and Adam owns? Difference meaning subtraction. We're going to have Mary minus Adam. So Mary, 2x plus 7 minus Adam, x. Once again, what we're doing is really combining like terms. If we have two x's and we take one of those x's away, we're going to be left with 1x, or just x, plus 7. Okay. So, Jeff has $6,000 in savings. He takes out X dollars for vacation. How much does he have left? Well, if we think about this, if he has $6,000 and he took $1,000 out, how much would he have left? Well, yeah, he's going to have $5,000. How do we get that? Well, we subtract the amount taken out from the total amount. And this doesn't change if we have variables. Now, if we have $6,000 in an account and we take X out, that's just going to be 6,000 minus X. Just like when we got our 5,000. We had 6,000 in there, we take 1,000 out, take that away, we get in there right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Charlie and his deposits. Now, Charlie deposits $2,500 in two different accounts. How much does he have in each account? Now, we don't know how much he put in the first account, so we just need to let that be a variable. So let's say X is amount in account, and I'm using a little shorthand, 1. Okay, so this kind of follows that last problem. If we have 25,000 or $2,500 and we take X of those dollars out to put in the first account, the second account is going to have 2,500 minus X. Sorry, this is getting a little sloppy, but I'm working in some confined spaces here. So, if we have $2,500, we put X into one account. How much do we put in the other? What's remaining? Once we take X away from there, we're left with 2,500 minus X. So now for the last two. So Sue has a pile of coins sitting in the bottom of her purse. They're dimes, nickels, and quarters. She notices that there are 3 times as many dimes as quarters and 5 less nickels than quarters. So, first we want to express the number of each coin. Because we're basing the number of dimes on our quarters and we're basing the number of nickels on the quarters, we're going to let X equal number of quarters. Okay? So now, if X is the number of quarters, we need to know how many dimes we have. Well, there's 3 times as many dimes as quarters. So dimes, if quarters is X, 3 times that is going to be 3X. And then we have to have nickels. Now, if there's 5 less nickels than quarters, we know there's less nickels than quarters, so we're going to take 5 away from our X. So this is the number of nickels, this is the number of dimes, this is the number of the quarters. So quarters is X, dimes is 3X, 3 times the number of quarters, and nickels is X minus 5, 5 less than that. So what is the value of dimes? Now the value that you have in dimes is the value of 1 dime, which will do this in dollars, 0.10 or 10 cents, times the number of dimes. And because we have 3x dimes, we can say this is 3x. And really, when we multiply these out, 0.10 times 3 is 0.3x. What is the value of nickels? Well, what is the value of 1 nickel? 5 cents, so we can do this in dollars, 0.05. So the value of nickels is the value of 1 nickel times the number of nickels, which is x minus 5. Okay? Now, what is the total value of all the coins? Well, this is the value of dimes, so 0.3x, plus this is the value of nickels, 0.05 times x minus 5. Now, we need to add the quarters in. The value of 1 quarter is 25 cents, so in terms of dollars, 0.25. The number of quarters is x, so 0.25x would be the value of the quarters, plus our 0.3x is the value of dimes, plus our 0.5 times x minus 5, that's going to be the value of the nickels. And we could simplify that, but we really haven't talked about distribution, so we'll get to that in a little bit. Now for the last one. Now, Larry has a 96-inch board. Okay, so right away I'm drawing a 96-inch board. I like drawing these boards, and I think it makes for, it helps us understand. Now, the directions for a post for his new mailbox will require 3 pieces of wood. So he's going to cut this into 3 pieces. Let's say there's a cut and there's a cut. The longest piece must be 3 times the length of the middle-sized piece. And the shortest piece must be 9 inches shorter than the middle piece. Okay? So, how long must each piece be? Now notice once again, the longest piece must be 3 times the length of the middle piece. We're measuring in terms of the middle. The shortest piece is 9 inches shorter than the middle piece. We're doing the middle piece again. So this isn't drawn to scale, but let's say that's x and it's the middle piece. So let x equal length of middle piece. Okay, so the longest piece is 3 times the length of the middle. If the middle's x, the longest is 3x. Okay, and the shortest piece is 9 inches shorter than the middle piece. So the shortest, being 9 inches shorter, is x minus 9. The longest, the middle is x, the longest is 3x, and the shortest is x minus 9. So hopefully that made sense to you. For those of you that are ready to get on to some real algebra and some really, heavy-duty stuff, that'll be coming up next. So hope you enjoyed.